Kate, hello. It's a delight to meet you here at the Venice Film Festival for Finding Neverland. I have seen yesterday a 45-year-old man with, who's usually very rugged. He went out with his eyes, pouring with tears because he's got 3 kids and it touched him so much. It must be an indication of how this movie talks to people, don't you agree?
Well, I mean, I think it is fantastic that, grown men are going to see this movie and they are being moved to tears. I mean, I know when I saw it, I was so surprised that I think I cried about 4 times. It is, I mean, I really love the film and it's wonderful to be able to talk about something that you've been a part of and the end result is so touching and so moving. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of kind of fun in the film as well. It's very much a story about fantasy and the power of imagination and how important that is actually. I think especially in the world that we live in today, which is, it's so much more about kind of computer games for kids as opposed to, storybooks and, nursery rhymes. And I think there's a child in all of us as well, and this film really touches on that, and we all have to be so grown up and so strong and so brave these days that this is the film that kind of lets all of that go, and I think it's quite sort of refreshing, liberating experience, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. What was also endearing is that it's the story behind the story, kind of, how the essence of imagination gets created in a way, don't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, it's so, we all know about Peter Pan. I don't know a single person who hasn't heard of that story, that play, and it's sort of part of everyone the world over, it seems. And I think to be given an insight into the mind of the man who created that story and created that character based on these true events that he had encountered in his own life, and it's fascinating, I think, to learn about where that all really came from and this kind of fantastical, crazy world that he occupied with Sylvia and the 4 boys. And we really had a great time making this film because of the fantasy and because of the sense of kind of family and the children, and it was great.
Did you ever feel that as a parent you became more sensitive to how magic children can be?
Oh, I mean, every day I am overwhelmed by my own children, and how magical they are and their minds are, and how happy they can be and how smiley and how there's something new, there's always something new. And so for me, playing Sylvia, it was crucial that I was a mother, and I really don't think that I would have said, yes, I'll play this part if I wasn't a mother, because there's so much that comes with being a parent that you just don't know about. It's another world. Doors are open to you, doors of emotion that you just didn't know that you could feel. And becoming a parent for me, changed me enormously, obviously, as a person, but as an actress, there's so much more emotion that is kind of available to me now because, I've been allowed to feel that in my own life. And so for Sylvia, having these 4 boys and being that mother, that experience was crucial for me.
Last question about being in Venice. It's all about fashion on catwalks and stuff like that. Is that something you're sensitive to, that you enjoy, the whole, media fashion frenzy?
I don't really pay much attention to it. It's not my world. I mean, like I was saying to you before we started the interview, I only wear high heels for events like this. Most of the time I'm afraid I'm found in Birkenstocks or, walking boots. I'm a mother, you wear practical clothes. So it's fun. It's fun to play the game and dress up and do all of that kind of thing. But it's not really my thing, my world at all, I'm afraid.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your time here.
Thank you.